Hey, in today's video, I want us to talk about life purpose in Vedic astrology. And like many other things, there are so many placements that speak of your life purpose. But in today's video, I'm only going to focus on the first house. And in later videos, I might focus on some other placements that also speak of your life purpose. And before we get too deep into this video, I want to make a point to emphasize that this video is not about making money. Capitalism has brainwashed us to think like the only purpose of living is to make money and that your life purpose should give you money, when your life purpose might be something that does not give you money. Those things aren't necessarily related. So I just wanted to make that clarification really clear, that this is not about making money. This is just about you existing, because in my opinion, one of the biggest life purposes that you have is just to be a human being and to experience life. And when we look at the first house in Vedic astrology, it speaks of what big themes is your life gonna be about? What big lessons is your soul wanting you to learn? This is what area of life is your soul wanting you to focus on and for you to understand deeply. This is one of the things that we can learn from the first house, because when you're born, whatever zodiac sign was rising at the eastern horizon, that becomes your rising sign. So your soul made a specific choice to be born under the energetic blueprint for a reason. And in my opinion, it is because this is one of the life lessons or areas of life that it wants you to delve into deeply. You first want to look at the zodiac sign that is in your first house, and then you want to look at the lord of that house, meaning what planet rules that zodiac sign. Where in your chart is that planet? Because that's going to also inform and give you another layer of understanding of what that first house zodiac sign is asking you to deal with in this lifetime. And as a third layer, then you can start to look at what planets you have in the first house, what aspects you have from other planets in the first house, etc., etc. Vedic astrology is a very layered art and science. So we're just here learning the very basic of what is your rising sign. So let's go in the order of the zodiac signs, of course. If you're an Aries rising, a huge part of your life is going to deal with the physicality of your body, because the first house has to do a lot with your birth, your physical body, and Aries is the original first house. And so this might mean that you have to learn about your own physical body. You might have to deal with learning about other people's physical body, like to what point can you push your body? At which point do you need to heal your body? Can you help other people heal their own body? Aries also has a lot to do with taking inspired action, because Mars is the ruling planet of Aries, and Mars signifies aggression, violence. So Aries is somebody that is very aggressive. Has a negative connotation because aggressive is neutral. Aggressive to me just means you're kind of really passionate about things. And so Aries has a lot of aggression, but a person that is an Aries rising is being asked to focus your aggression into productive. I hate the word productive because we immediately think money, but what I mean is, instead of being aggressive and hurting people, you can be aggressive in how you follow through with your discipline, with the things that matter to you, right? Aries people can be very inspired to take immediate action, versus other people might sit around and think, should I make a pro and con list? Like, what if I ask people what they think about this? What are people going to think about me if I do it? Aries just does it. The moment they have an inspiration, they just do it. And that might be another area in which your life is asking you to learn lessons. To what degree should you be impulsive, and to what degree should you actually stop and think about these ideas, these inspirations that come to you before you take action? Taurus is ruled by Venus, so you might be very creative. You might like to actually use your creativity when it comes to creating material things. Or it could be that you like to deal with the material world in the abstract. It could be that you like to learn about capitalism. You want to learn about dealing with resources. Your whole life might have a lot of themes of, do you have enough resources? How do you get more resources? Can you help other people gain more resources? Because the second house has to deal a lot with your own resources and your ability to hold on to them, which a lot of the time has to do with your family lineage. If you're a Gemini rising, a huge part of your life is going to deal with communication, because Gemini loves to learn, unlearn, intake information to give it out. Like right now what I'm doing is very like Gemini energy. Gemini is also someone that has to deal with a lot of duality in their life. You're somebody that can look at both sides of the coin in an issue that is very controversial to people, that is very polarizing to people, and you can see both sides and understand both sides. And I honestly believe that this is why Gemini risings get a bad rep, because you're here to learn about duality. Learn about life by being at both ends of an issue, a topic, an experience. You have a true loyalty to the truth and not necessarily one side or the other. In order to get to the truth, well, you need to hear all available sides of the issue at hand. And Gemini is of course ruled by Mercury, which also has to do a lot with friendships, and that kind of goes with the theme of communication and sharing. So your life lessons might have to deal a lot with like, to which degree does communication help people, at which degree is it not helpful, is gossiping helpful to you, is it too much, etc, etc. If you're a Cancer ascendant, Cancer is here to learn a lot about nourishment, because it is the original fourth house in the Vedic astrology chart, represents our home. So home is a place of nourishing for us, ideally, right? It's not always. So it could be that you're actually learning lessons of that. Is your home a place of nourishment? Are you nourishing yourself? Do you nourish others? I hate that Cancers get a bad rap, because really you have that motherly like nourishment, and you have the ability to share that with people. But Cancer ascendants, they learn that they're actually very sensitive people, and that people around them could hurt them. So what do? They put up a wall to protect themselves. And not everybody's going to see that nourishing side of you. They might see a side of you that is more, they see the other side of the coin, which is you're protecting your own, which might come across to other people as selfish, but you're not inherently a selfish person. You're learning about life through the themes of nourishment, motherly like care, home, and like I said, your own sensitivity. You might be a very intuitive person because you're a water sign. And Cancer is ruled by the moon, so take a look at where the moon is in your chart. If you're a Leo ascendant, you might find that your life purpose has a lot to do with experiencing themes regarding pride, family, creativity, and romance. And by the way, yes, I had to reshoot this part of the video. I was trying to do it off the top of my head and I totally forgot about this. But let's talk about you, Leo. If you're born with a Leo ascendant, you might find that you're having to experience a lot of things that push and pull on your sense of pride. And even the word pride for animals, that Allah has, I'm not sure if it's for many animals, but that means like their family too, like their pack. But if you look at lions, which represent Leo, they live in a pack. So it might be very important to you to have a family, or your life revolves around your family. Like, are you creating your own family, or how to best get along with the family that you're born into? And like I said, your life situation might be bringing things that make your pride come into play, or perhaps life is asking you to master your own sense of pride and ego and to be humble. Or the opposite, if you're somebody that has no sense of pride, maybe your task or your life lesson is to develop a healthy sense of pride in yourself. Leo is the original fifth house, which deals a lot with studies and creativity. And this is higher level of studies and creativity. So maybe you're somebody that really enjoys the classical arts like opera, ballet, painting, making films, because the fifth house is the higher level house of the third house. So it's not just like skills that just anybody can acquire. You might see that you have a natural tendency or ability towards this higher level arts. And I'm not saying that they're I'm saying that they're higher level art. I'm saying society has deemed opera to be a lot more special than, like, I don't know, playing sports, for example. You might also find that you experience a lot of life through romance. Like maybe the way that you interact with other people is very romantic. Maybe very romantic has to do with the senses. Like maybe you're that person that feels more deeply and communicates how they're feeling moving through life, even if it's not like a love or romantic sense, but even just with friends, you have that, you have that friend that is very romantic in the way they express themselves, the way they live their life. They're living through their senses a lot more. And of course, if you're a Leo ascendant, you're gonna have to look at where the sun is placed in your chart to give a little bit more context as to what your soul is wanting you to experience by having this ascendant. If you're Virgo ascendant, you might be somebody that is here to help be a healer, because Virgo is a sign that represents healing. I hate to say the logo, but you know the symbol in Vedic astrology, it is actually a woman that is on a boat, and she has like Ayurvedic medicine and all these healing abilities. So Virgo is here to deal with a lot of themes of healing people. And Virgo is a very intelligent sign because it is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is very intelligent. It might also be that you as a Virgo ascendant are here to help deal with the problems of the world, because the way I think about Virgo, because it is the original sixth house, the original sixth house has a lot to do with fighting disease, fighting in general, because you have enemies in the sixth house. So I feel like a big part of Virgo is thinking how to solve problems. Routines might also be a big theme in your life, because the sixth house represents our daily life, our routines. Not necessarily our job, just your routine. Your job might be a part of your daily life. I always feel like I need to make that clarification. A Virgo ascendant might also deal with themes of like, how can you help people heal emotionally or physically? How can you help them fight disease? How can you help yourself to fight disease? How can your routine set you up so that you are healthy and thriving in your life? To what degree is routine actually helpful? When does it become a little bit too much? If you're a Libra ascendant, you're here to experience life through relationships. Libra is a sign that it's a very unbalanced energy. And I know Libra is represented by the scales, but like, have you actually ever touched the scale? Even if you put something very small, it falls due to the weight. Or it doesn't fall, but it like goes off balance very quickly. So Libra people feel off balance unless they're in relationship. And so a lot of your life lessons might come to be around the issue of, who are you outside of a relationship? Or how can you maintain your independence while being in relationship? How can you learn from other people when you're in relationship? Can you help other people understand and deal with their own relationships? And this can be like friendship, partnership, business. It doesn't matter. They're all, like even legal relationships, they are all part of the seventh house. And Libra is of course ruled by Venus. So you are also potentially a very creative sign. But Libra has more to do with doing business, because the scales, I know that today the scales represent more of the lawyer profession, but the scales are actually the scales of a merchant from the olden times. So you might actually be somebody that is very much interested in business, or might have a propensity to do business more and kind of explore your creativity in that way. It all depends on your other placements. So if you're a Scorpio ascendant, you are here to learn about life through transformation. Scorpio represents the original 8th house. The 8th house deals with ups and downs, like sudden ups and downs, right? Death and rebirth, the occult, the unknown. You're here to transform yourself time and time again And this is why Scorpio also gets a bad reputation, because they feel, the Scorpio person might feel that they have a lot of pain and they have to go through in their life, because your soul wants you to learn through transformation. And unfortunately for us, most of the time, especially when transformation happens and it's not under our control, it is painful, or it's uncomfortable, to say the least. And so this is why Scorpio is a karmic sign. It is not necessarily a bad sign. Scorpio, you might learn in this life that you have the necessary strength to go through everything that comes your way and come out better at the other end. Not every person can have that kind of mindset. And that's not to say that people don't suffer, that this isn't actually difficult, but one of your life lessons might be that just to learn that you have your own inner strength, and that you can go through that transformation. You're capable of transforming yourself. You might even be able to help other people transform themselves, persevere through the ups and downs of life. The more and more I learn about Scorpio, I honestly began to feel like it's one of my favorite signs to learn about, because Scorpio is ruled by Mars, but it is the feminine sign. It's like a different form of harnessing that aggression, right? A more feminine way of harnessing aggression and focusing it within you to create something anew, except you're creating yourself anew. And of course, take a look at where Mars is in your chart to inform more about this placement. If you're a Sagittarius ascendant and you're somebody that's here to experience life through the themes of teaching, learning, philosophy, sharing knowledge, maybe even travel, because Sagittarius and the ninth house represent like long distance travel. You might also have a lot of life themes that surround dealing with your own father. And like I said, these things can go either way, negative or positive. You can have bad teachers. You can be a teacher yourself. You might be learning lessons related to teaching, like what makes you a good teacher, how to be a teacher within a friendship relationship and not only as a profession, right? Like, how can you help your friends from your own life experience? How can you learn from your teachers? And Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. And Jupiter, for most people, is going to be a planet that brings you a lot of blessings. So take a look at where Jupiter is in your chart to, of course, learn more about your placement if you're a Sagittarius rising. Sagittarius is that teacher, even a preacher. Like, this could go religious. Religion in itself might have been a huge theme in your life. Like, to what degree do you believe in religion? To what degree is religion oppressive? Should we hold on to religion? Is it even worth talking about? You might have gone through change in your own life. Like, maybe you grew up religious, but you moved on to learning about philosophy. You much rather learn about philosophy. You might even learn, if you're here, you probably want to learn about astrology, right? And Sagittarius is also a sign that learns a lot through travel. You go through life frolicking around like the centaur that you are, but you want to attain knowledge, and to you, traveling really helps to learn life lessons. And so that in itself might be a lesson to you. Like, maybe you need to incorporate travel into your life, or to what degree can you balance staying rooted in one place and incorporating travel in your life? Because anything can be an escape, right? We're always trying to balance the energy. You don't want to go too far and just be a nomad unless that is healthy for you. And you don't just want to like never travel in your life. It might be beneficial to you, right, to learn from others and learn from other cultures, etc. If you're a Capricorn ascendant, a lot of your life is going to deal with themes of work, karma, service to society, commitment. Because Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and so you also want to take a look in your chart of where is Saturn placed. But Saturn is a very karmic planet that is always asking you to work hard. So your life lessons might be surrounding work. And I know at the beginning of this video I said this isn't about making money, and it isn't. It could be that your soul wants you to learn lessons about when is working way too much, when is it harmful for you, to what degree should you balance working to pay your bills and take care of your family or spend time with your friends? To what degree can you remain healthy and still put a lot of work in whatever area of life is needed? Or the other side of that coin, like, are you lazy? Do you need to step it up and work harder to attain the things that you need? What kind of rewards do you get in life when you work hard, and in which way do you work hard? Like, could be that you're learning to, that dumb saying, work smarter, not harder. That might be an area of life that you'd like explore through your life too, like a big lesson. Capricorn, because it is the original 10th house of the Vedic astrology chart, also speaks of service to humanity. So a big part of your life might have to do with that. Like, what role do you play at the societal level? And again, it doesn't have to be money, but that might be like something that you're very concerned about. Like, what role do you take part of in society? Do you like it? Do you want to change it? What should it be? Should it be a part of your job? Should it not be a part of your job? If you're an Aquarius rising, a lot of your life is gonna have to deal with sharing humanitarian knowledge, dealing with large organizations, and also dealing with karma. Because Aquarius is also ruled by Saturn, and again, I mentioned during the Capricorn section of this video, it is a very karmic sign because it has to do with society. And so if you're an Aquarius ascendant, number one, you're gonna seem very eccentric to people because you're very intelligent and you want to learn. You have so many ideas about how to change society. You might be that person that, like, you're thinking about 50 different things in your mind as you're having a conversation with someone, and they can't understand why you're not paying attention or why you might suddenly change the topic. You seem a little bit eccentric to people, but it is because you have so many inspirations about how to change society, and it is very important to you that you figure out how you can contribute to bringing society forward. And so a big part of your life might have to deal with those themes and how to share that knowledge with other people. Aquarius is the original 11th house of the Vedic chart, and it deals with large organizations. So if for whatever reason you're an Aquarius rising and you do end up in some kind of position of teaching or sharing knowledge, you should be sharing it to a large number of people. But Aquarius has a lot to do with the society at large, the humanitarian approach to society, and perhaps how to influence the status quo, how to change it, how to change the things that are not working. And last but not least, Pisces ascendant. If you're Pisces ascendant, you're a very intuitive person. Your life might be asking you to deal with a lot of themes regarding spirituality, intuition, meditation, the spiritual realm. And Pisces is, of course, ruled by Jupiter. So you want to look at where Jupiter is placed in your chart, of course, but Jupiter also represents like wisdom, being a teacher. However, because Pisces is the last sign, it is almost like the completion of the zodiac sign, if you will, the completion of the astrology chart, the Vedic astrology chart. Sometimes as Pisces, you have this tendency to be a very escapist sign, have very escapist mentality, which can be positive or negative. You could deal with things like addiction. A big life lesson could be that you need to learn how to stay grounded in this life. To what degree is escape like helpful, healthy, or to what degree it is actually harmful to you? Pisces people also are extremely intuitive. You might have to learn in this lifetime, like, to learn to deal with your own intuition. You might have to learn to trust yourself. Trust that even though you don't have proof that you've had this feeling inside, that feeling is actually meaningful. The fact that you have this thought alone is a sign enough that you need to trust yourself and listen to yourself. And for a lot of people, that's actually very difficult, but this might be a very prominent part of your life, to deal with your intuition, to learn to trust with your own intuition. And as I said, Pisces is the 12th house. It also represents foreign things, like traveling to foreign lands, foreign people. It might be that foreigners or foreign things are very big in your life, like very prominent in your life. You yourself might be a foreigner depending on a lot of your placements. Or it might just be that travel has a big part in your life, like moving to foreign countries. So I really apologize if you can hear the noise in the background of this video. I have a very busy rest of the month, so I figured I would make a quick video and upload it while I'm, busy doing my personal things the rest of the month. But the only time that I have to film is right now, and there's like construction going on down the street. So in March, I hope to make like longer and better videos because I feel a little pressed for time this month. But let me know if you would like to see vlogs from me at all. I don't want to be uploading vlogs to this channel and be like, what is this? Like, I just want to learn about astrology, because I do have a second channel that I can upload my vlogs to. But if you like looking at that kind of video, looking at vlogs, then I'll upload it here. I don't know, I haven't made up my mind. Let me know in the comments if you have any strong thoughts about it. And yeah, thank you for watching. If you still are, subscribe and like this video if you like to continue talking about Vedic astrology. And I'll see you in the next one.